Hi everyone, Ashish this side back again. In the last session, we have discussed about the basic operation that you can perform on Excel. In this lecture, we are having a data set with us of Swiggy where we are having one like 40,000 something restaurants. We are going to take that data set and we are going to clean this data set. And this is how the data set looks. Here you can see we are having the restaurant name. Every restaurant is having a unique ID, but we'll also discuss what if we are not having the unique ID, how you can find the unique ID. We are having the city column, rating count, how many people have given that rating, what is the cuisine that they are serving, what the cost, what is the link that we are having. Okay. And this is the data set that we are having right now. This is the clean data set. Okay. And this is the raw data set, which is in swiggy.csv. So let's open it directly. And this is how the data set looks. Okay. And in this particular data set, we are having, okay, this is the restaurant.csv. Let me open this swiggy.csv. So this is the raw file that we are going to clean to make it accessible. So here you can see it's having some things that we need to convert, and this is the raw data set that I'm having. So here you can see it is having the ID, but for this time, let me delete this ID. Okay. And we'll also see how we can find the ID. Okay. So the first thing is removing the unnecessary columns. So let's see what are the unnecessary columns we are having. Here you can see in rating, we are having a couple of restaurants whose rating I don't know. So I need to find the rating in that particular case as well. The cost is having some special characters added. I need to remove those special characters. In cuisines, we are having multi cuisines. So I need to also find what if I just want to have just one cuisine. So in that particular case, what I need to do, I need to deal with that as well. License number is something I don't want. So I am removing this license number column. And if I'm talking about the address is also something I'm removing. I don't need address at this point of time. I'm deleting that column, and so does menu. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm doing, removing the unnecessary columns. After removing the unnecessary columns, obviously I need the restaurant ID. And restaurant ID, every restaurant is having unique ID. It's having a unique number. How you can find it, that's something you need to see. Because if I'm talking about Domino's, so Domino's, with the name of Domino's, we might have multiple restaurants. One Domino's in Abor, another one is in Jalandhar, another one is in Noida. And in Noida, you can have multiple Domino's, right? So in that particular case, name cannot be a unique ID through which I can say, okay, if that Domino's is similar to the another Domino's or not. Even in Noida, we can have multiple Domino's. So in that particular case, I need to deal with them in a different manner. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's remove the unnecessary column. For that purpose, I'm creating a table. Okay. So you're selecting everything, basically you can go to any cell inside the table. You will just write Command T and it will automatically select the table starting from A1 to I 1,48,542. So this is basically the whole table. Because it is a huge table, you can try it by yourself. I don't want it to like run out of space. That's why I'm removing the rest of the columns. I'm just taking 50,000 top 50,000 restaurant, and on this I am going to make a table. So I'm creating Command T. Okay, and here you can see this has made a table. Now through this table, I'm going to remove all the unnecessary things. For example, if I'm going to city, right? So here you can see this is the list of all the cities that I'm going to that I'm having. Here you can see in some of the cities I am having, for example, Avadi, Chennai. In Chennai, I am having a area in named as Abadi. That means we might have multiple such cities, multiple such sub-regions in Chennai. So I need to deal with that separately. But let's now deal with rating. So here you can see these are all the rating that is given to a restaurant. There are some rows where rating is NA. So I'm removing all the rows where the rating is NA, means rating is not available. So does double dash. So now if I'm applying the same for the filter, all the restaurants where we are not having any rating, they are removed. And this is exactly what I want, right? And here you can see I'm end up having lesser number of restaurants, right? The same thing you can do for couple of cities. For example, here just give a rough walkthrough, right? If we are having any none value named as NA or something like that here, we'll directly pass it here that I don't want to consider that row, and the data will be removed from that, right? This is the easiest way to deal with it. And here you can see I'm checking just roughly that if I'm having something like that, I'm not having something like that, so I'm removing it. Okay. And same thing, I'm checking for rating count. So we are having restaurant with 100 plus rating, with 1000 plus rating, and 5000 plus rating. So I can handle that. But about the cost, so do we have some restaurant, like there are some restaurant whose cost is 1 rupee. I don't know if these kind of restaurant exists. So you can remove these kind of restaurant as well. If I scroll down, at the end here you can see we are having a couple of restaurants whose cost I don't know. So I just click on NA. So all those restaurants whose cost I don't know are removed. Sorted. Apply the filter again, and now both the filters are applied. Okay, now I'm having even lesser restaurant than that. Same for the cuisine. If there is any restaurant whose cuisine is not available, I can remove them as well. And here you can see for all the restaurant I am having the cuisine available. Okay, so this is the actual data set I'm having. These are the number of rows that I want. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start cleaning the data set one by one. So let's do one thing. Let's copy everything. I'm creating a new sheet here and pasting it here. Okay, and here you can see all the indexes that we are having earlier are now resetted. So this is having 50,000 restaurants in total, and this is having just 22,000 restaurants. Now I totally understand the fact that we are removing more than half of the restaurants, but this lecture is just to tell you about how the data cleaning part can be done. Wheresoever you are having null values in rating, you can fill some rating. For example, just fill the rating, average rating. For example, if average rating of rest of the restaurants is 3.5, so fill that average rating. That's something you can do rather than removing those rows directly. But this is the naive way, and it's more about cleaning, how the cleaning part can be done. There are different approaches to deal with it. Okay, so this is the clean part that I'm having now. Sorted. So this is the Swiggy data set. This is of no use, so I'm deleting it. Okay, so I've started with 1,45,000. I have removed rest of them just to make it work in a better manner, because otherwise the system start crashing. So that's why I have removed 1 lakh in prior, and after that, after cleaning the part, I am having 22,000 something restaurant. Now here you can see every restaurant should have a unique ID, and here you can see we are having a unique ID here. Okay, so in the link part, so from the link I'm going to collect only the last particular region, which is 531,342. This is the restaurant ID. Every restaurant is having unique ID. So this is something I'm going to find right now. So what I can do in that particular case, so this is how the restaurants are written. Double backslash, then we are having www.swiggy.com/restaurant/ the restaurant name hyphen the ID of the restaurant, right? This is how the restaurant ID is written inside a string. Now what I'm going to do, I just need this last part, last couple of character, last 6 character basically I want. So what I can do in that particular case, I can go for something called as text split. So here I'm going with is equals to text split. I'm going to split that text. This particular text I want to split. Based on what? Based on this particular hyphen. Because every restaurant ID is at the end and separated with a hyphen. So I will separate it within hyphen. Okay, this is something I'm going to do, and here you can see this is where I'm getting the ID. Okay, that too I can do in a better manner. Just take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 last characters or 7 last character. If for some restaurant the restaurant ID is in 7 numbers. So what I will do now, I will go with just is equals to right of this particular text. I want the 7 characters from the right. So this is what I am getting. I want this code to be implemented for all the for all the cells. So I'm selecting everything, pressing Command D, and this is what we are getting. Okay, and here you can see some of them are of 5 digits, some of them are of 6 digits, and some of them might be of 7 digits as well. Now this particular text, I'm going to split it with a hyphen. Okay, so let's split it with a hyphen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to is equals to text split. You can execute the same code in one single command. I am doing it in two separate commands so that you can see how things are working. That's the main reason. Okay, so now if I'm executing it, here you can see this is the command that I'm getting. Now the same cell I am duplicating, and here you can see I'm having all the IDs. Okay, this is going to be my ID. And that too, here you can see if I click on this, this is the reference. If I click on this, this is the reference of the text split that I have added. So I'm copying everything, going here, pressing paste special and paste it as the values. So these are going to be my IDs. Convert to number, I'm converting everything to a number. Okay, so paste special as a value, and here I'm converting it to all of the IDs to numbers. Okay, so these are the IDs that I'm having. So now every restaurant is having a unique ID, and I'm having that unique ID here as well. So what I can do, I can take that, move it. I'm creating a new column here, which is insert. Insert to cell, shift the shell. Okay, at this point of time, let's take it as it is. Now I don't need the link anyway, so I'm going to remove these unnecessary columns because I have generated the ID from it. And here you can see the moment I deleted the column of link, I'm not able to get the last 7 characters. That's why this is having the issue, and I'm not able to split it, but I'm having the IDs with me, so I can deal with it. So now I'm going to delete them. Okay, so now I'm having the ID. So let's move it somewhere over here. At the end, I'm going to join them. Now let's clean the cost. So here you can see if I'm talking about cost. So cost is having some special character. After that, I'm having a dash, a space, and after that I'm having the cost. So what I can do, I can split the cost with is equals to text split. I'm going to split the text basically of this with a space. The moment I press enter, I'm getting the special character removed. So I'm going to select everything, press command D, and it is going to create this particular text. So I'm copying this and I'm pasting it as a special because I don't want it to be dependent. I don't want the values to be dependent. So I'm pasting it as a values. Let's convert all of them to a number, and this is going to be my cost. Simple. Let's move it here. Okay, so here you can see my cost column is also now cleaned. I can delete this particular column. What about rating? So here you can see for rating, we are having a rating like 50 plus, 100 plus, 10,000 plus, and in the categories as well. Once we have created it as a table, we have seen that this is how it is written. I want it to be written only the integer part. So what I can do in that particular case, I am going to take the text split. What I want to split, I want to split this text. And how I want to split it, I want to split it based on plus. Enter it, and this is what we are getting. Okay, the same thing I wanted to repeat. So this is what we are getting. So what I'll do now, I'll copy everything. This is going to have the numbers. Let's paste it here. Paste special. Let's copy them, and here I need to paste special. Paste special as the values, and these are going to be okay. And the moment I paste special as a value, make sure to convert them into integers. So here I have converted them into numbers, and this is going to be my rating count or people visited. Totally up to you how you're dealing with it. And this is it. So this column is also something that I can delete because I've cleaned it, right? So I have deleted it. Now, if I'm talking about city, I need to deal with city. Okay, let's move the city somewhere over here. Okay, and if I'm talking about the rating count, or let's delete this particular column as well, at least for this particular time. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to deal with city. So some cities are having regions, sub-region. There's something we have seen. So let's text split this as well. Text split. this with a comma. So now what I'm going to do, select everything, Command D, and this is what we are getting. So here you can see those cities which are having just one region, one city, this is where it is. And if I'm going down here, you can see there are regions. For example, Vasantpur is a region in Ahmedabad, right? And so does Chandra, like whatever name it is having. In Bangalore, we are having multiple regions. In Chandigarh, we are having multiple regions. So does in Chennai. And if I am scrolling down, Bangalore is even having sub-regions as well. Okay. So because Bangalore is having some sub-regions, so best thing would be how many sub-regions we are having in Bangalore. It's having just 200-300 restaurants. So what I can do, just to remove the complexity from it, I am deleting those rows. Okay, deleting the entire rows from those particular restaurants. So here you can see there are a couple of restaurants where K values are there. So what you can do, you can even go for if else condition. For example, if the K value is in there, we are going to multiply that value with 1000. So that's something we can deal with it as we proceed further. But here you can see now I'm having either region or sub-region. So what I'm going to do, if the city is having a city, for example, Abohar, I'll take the name Abohar. If it is having some sub-regions, for example, Ahmedabad, so I'll not take Vasantpur, I'll take Ahmedabad. So in that particular case, what I need to do, I need to basically search for if is blank. Okay, so here I'm checking is blank of this. So this will return you if this particular cell is blank or not. Okay, and I'll start with this. If this particular cell is blank, let's pass it inside if condition. If this particular cell is blank, I'll take what? If this cell is blank, I'll take this cell. Otherwise, I'll take this cell. Okay, so okay, it should be closed here, and now it is going to work. Okay, so that means I'm going to first of all searching for the cities. If it is a city with no sub-region, I'll take the name of the city. If it is having a city with some sub-regions, let's copy it and paste it directly. So here you can see for Vasantpur Ahmedabad, it is taking Ahmedabad, right? And similarly for all the sub-regions of Ahmedabad, it is taking Ahmedabad again. If I'm going to Bangalore, it's taking Bangalore only, irrespective of different sub-regions. So this is going to be my city column. Okay, and these three things, and because it is again dependent to a blank, so I'm copying it and I'm pasting it here with the paste special, and here I'm pasting it as a values. Copy the city, and these are the columns I can remove now. So here you can see now my city is also cleaned, right? Now what I can do, I can rearrange the columns in cities. Now your assignment is to do the same with cuisine. Okay, because we are having multiple cuisines, we can have one cuisine, two cuisine, or multiple cuisine. So you need to know how to clean it. Okay, and once that part is done, let me show you how the final data set looks. So in the final data set, if I'm talking about, let's see how much work we have done. So I'm opening this restaurants.csv. This is having the ID. ID is something we have found, right? So all you need to do is rearrange it. We are having the name already given. We have cleaned the city, right? So city part as well we have cleaned. We have cleaned the rating part, that's also done. Rating count is something we have cleaned. Cuisine is something that I want you to perform. Same if I'm talking about the cost is also something I have cleaned, and link is something we have removed. Okay, so make sure to perform the same for the cuisine, and this is how in a nutshell data cleaning part is done. Okay, if there are a couple of restaurants where the cost is in K, where the rating count is in K, for example 1K is written, 1K should be converted into 1000, that should be multiplied with 1000. In that particular case you can use the same method. For example, if is equals to if, and then you can check if there is a K inside that. If you can split that text that we are having with respect to K, then you need to multiply that by 100. You can go for substring search. We have discussed about some of the text operation on Excel as well, And similarly, you can search by yourself what are the different operations we can perform on it and how we can proceed further with this. But this is the clean data set that we are having. Once you have rearranged it, done everything, you can go to export, save the file as and export it as the restaurant.csv file, and then that file is good to go with as a clean data set. So this is how the data cleaning part can be done, and this is like something we have done in speedrun. And if you are still having any doubt, anything, any query in your mind, make sure to write it in the chats. We'll be more than happy to answer your queries. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much, everyone, and make sure to like this particular session as well if you have enjoyed it. And yes, thank you. Bye bye.